Une bonne humeur garantie avec Tanguy. Pluie, nuages ou soleil.
Salut Margie!
Salut Tanguy!
C'est mon petit côté radio, je suis obligé. Je sais que c'est les podcasts maintenant. On dit plus broadcaster, we say podcaster. I know. But hey, what can I do? Yeah, it's stuck with me forever. Donc, bienvenue.
But we can see your face. We can put a face on the voice now.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's because everything is imagery, I could actually put a helmet on me. I wouldn't mind, but, anyway. So, bienvenue à tous avec moi-même Tanguy Goodmood for this podcast about the 3 pillars of life with Ellie Margie. All right, now, the only time you will hear me say his full name, Ellie Margie, was now, because now it's going to be Margie, simply. That's how I met you and called you forever, Margie, okay? Some are his first name, some are his last name. You, it's been Margie. And Margie with a J, with a G in English, un G en français, which is original, because then it's Margi in French.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, giraffe. No, Margie,
yes.
Margie, giraffe.
Yeah.
You're right. So you're gonna have to excuse my French, but Margie is more comfortable in English. Another Lebanese guy who's more comfortable in English, and I couldn't do it in Arabic, so English it's gonna be. Now, who is Margie? And why Margie, you might ask? Well, Margie, tfaddal, go ahead and present yourself. You wrote something about you. I'd like people to hear it from you.
Oh, okay. So, Margie is, okay, I have a passion which is music, composing and singing and playing. My professional life, I don't know, the corporate side of me is a marketeer and
Do you have the text, by the way, Margie, that you wrote?
Actually,
Try to take it and read it the way you sent it to me.
As it is? Okay, cool.
Exactly, as it is. Just don't twitch anything.
Yeah.
And for all the listeners who are wondering why am I wearing those weird glasses, is because I don't want you to focus on my eyes, okay? Because this will take the focus out of the guest, and the main guest is this guy. And before we turn black and white very soon with the 3 pillars of life, we are having fun right now, and life shouldn't be so serious, so it's in color. So did you find this piece of...
I did.
Go ahead.
I did.
Just go ahead and read it. Who's Margie by Margie?
So Margie is a man passionate about music, singing, and songwriting, living the simple life by the sea, and broadening his entrepreneurial horizon by exploring businesses that he can start and or manage with love and awareness. So, born by the sea of Byblos in a middle-class family, studied guitar as an instrument, BA in hospitality and MBA in marketing. My work experience started off in the hospitality industry, followed by different career shifts until I landed on the world of branding, communications, and all what's in between. My relationship with life, family, friends, and love is in a permanent exploration mode, conflict resolution, openness for communication, and consciously making the effort to activate the frequency of love, as challenging as it could be sometimes or most of the times. Lol.
Parce qu'on les aime comme ils sont, la vie privée des stars, on en parle tout de suite avec Tanguy.
Yes, because Margie is a star. Yeah, I mean, seriously, Margie, for me, actually, I have to say this, and you probably know because I told you the story 100 times, but to me, Margie, the first time I met him was competition. Well, why? Competition because I met him like some years ago. I used to be young and had some hair at the time. He was the best friend of my girlfriend, Sonia, back in time. And being a guitar player, being a singer, and, well, a good-looking guy, as you can all see now today, I was like kind of a little bit jealous that my girlfriend was spending so much time with this guy. Actually, not jealous, but a bit worried, okay? Because she was telling me that he was so cool. So I decided to go and meet the guy in person. And, well, you know, we became so friendly that, yeah, she was right. I ended spending more time with him than my girlfriend was spending with him. So I became one of his very good friends. And, you know, we're still there. I still don't understand how come this guy that you're seeing right now is not a megastar, because he has everything for it. And this is why it's interesting to do these pillars of life, because you're going to find out why, probably. You know, Margie is Margie. Now, Margie might be living a simple life, but he's often in the spotlight, doing his shows on YouTube. And to me, I literally fell in love when I heard him singing his version of Arctic Monkeys' cover #1 party anthem, being Alex Turner. It sounds a bit like this.
That you just swallowed have got you going. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, #1 party anthem.
Now, this is just one of his recordings. You can go to his page, Margie. I have to do this because you are a star to me, Margie, and you always will be. There's another song that I wanted people to hear. It's actually this one. This is like a very, very nice solo guitar from your place right now.
Oh, you got that.
Now, when I see this, I can understand why you don't want to be a megastar and travel around the world and having all the paparazzi following you. Wow, what a life! What a life! Beautiful. And there is something else that Margie is. But this is something that everybody will know or remember, because this video has been a bit viral, at least in the Middle East, I'll say, definitely. I think it's your most famous single, isn't it, Margie?
Yeah, so far. I'm releasing one soon.
Oh, we'll talk about it soon. But we all know about that one.
Yep.
Now, he was brushed in the video. He's not in the podcast. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going with, well, all your style, actually, because you're, you know, we'll talk about it later on your work, but now in English.
We slipped, we fell, spiraling down.
Love the animation. It was a beautiful video.
Dust to dust each time I turn around.
And of course, if you want to stay into the hit of Margie and you know, like to get his Dire Straits Moved. Yes, Feelings Unmet. Hey, isn't this Dire Straits playing? No, it's Margie. I'm telling you, this guy could be a mega star if he wanted to. Feelings Unmet by Margie.
Couple of cigarettes, writing down feelings unmet on a random night. A time was set, another song was bound to be met, the run begun.
So that's Margie the star, and for me, Margie will always be...
Just to get the ball to roll.
You will always be Alex Turner. A mix between Alex Turner and the Dire Straits for me. That's who you are. That's who you are for me.
They are the biggest inspiration.
All right, so let me stop all this. Let me get back to some serious talk right here, because we need to go on with this podcast. So that wasn't bad, right?
La vie privée de nos stars, c'est aussi de la bonne humeur, et c'est tout de suite avec Tanguy.
Exactly. Right now, avec Margie, let's keep going. And Are you ready, Margie? Because
Yes.
before we get to this black and white pillars of life, like I said, we have a few questions just to have fun and to see what kind of guy you are. Are you ready? Let's go.
Ready?
Hot or cold?
Oof. Hot.
Dogs or cats?
I would say both, but if I had to choose, cats, because they're less needy.
All right. You don't even need to you don't even need to explain if you don't want to. I mean, you can definitely.
I can.
Like for example, hot or cold. I never did an interview so far with Lebanese or Middle East people that said cold. You know, even the one living in Montreal, they always say hot. So, you know, tea, coffee, cornflakes, juice.
Woo! Coffee.
Beach or pool?
Beach.
Seaside or mountain?
It's a hard one, but
I know.
For now, seaside for now.
Seaside for now. Yeah, don't worry. We'll do another podcast. You can change later on in a few years when you'll be in a mountain. Don't worry.
30 years later.
Exactly. City or countryside?
Countryside.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Camping or hotel?
Oof. Depends, but camping. No, camping, of course.
Camping. Okay. Traveling or staying home?
Oof. Both.
Well,
Traveling.
if you had to choose, it will be traveling.
Traveling, of course.
Traveling. Okay. All the time. I mean, like all the time. You know, like traveling as a way of living.
If I had to choose, yeah.
Okay. Dancing or singing?
Singing.
Oh, really? Why? You don't have any dancing skills, Margie?
I've done so much dancing in my life. I would say singing while dancing, but again, I have to choose.
You make people dance. It's enough. Okay, now this is a very important one. Music or silence?
Music.
Gym or outdoor?
Outdoor.
I mean, there's some questions which are so, you know, like easy for me and you, but like, I mean, people don't know, so I had to do it.
Yes.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Shower, morning or evening?
Morning.
Books or movie?
Books.
Books. All right. Fiction or non-fiction, the books?
Non-fiction.
Comedy or drama?
Mostly self-reflective books.
Okay. Radio or TV? Actually, sorry, we're not in that era anymore, so I have to say Apple Music, Spotify, or platform TV, or I could say image or sound. But, you know, like during the day, what is around you?
Sound.
Radio or TV?
I don't have a TV. So
Okay.
sound.
Problem solved. Thank you very much. I was going to say Netflix or YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, well, on your computer probably, right? So
Yes,
no movies on your computer.
No Netflix on my computer.
No Netflix. Okay, that's solved. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
All right. Texting or calling?
Calling.
Wow. I'm actually very happy. Most of my guests always say texting. Well, you know, this is the era. And I'm always sad. I love calling. Well, I'm a broadcaster, obviously. Favorites social media?
Instagram.
Okay. Sugar or salt? I mean, sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Sweet. Then cake or ice cream in the sweet section? Both.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Chocolate, vanilla, or fruits in the sweets? Fruits. Now, fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
Sushi or pizza?
Sushi.
Pasta or rice?
Rice.
Rice. Home cooking or restaurant food?
Home cooking.
Beer or wine?
Woo! Beer.
Car or bike?
None.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Sorry. Car, bike, or walking?
Walking.
Walking.
No. Yeah, or bike. No, let's be realistic. It's a long distance bike. I'd love to, but for now I have a car. But eventually,
okay, a bike.
I'd like to ride.
And if I'll give you the choice, another choice, I'm gonna add this one from now on. Taxi, car, bike, or walking?
Bike. We're talking motorbike, not bicycle.
Yeah, motorbike.
Taxi.
Okay. This is something I need to add because a lot of people nowadays are telling me, Uber, taxi, having someone driving me around, whatever. All right, let's finish off those quick, funny questions. Now, this is a very important one. Dreams or goals? This will lead to more conversation later on, so you don't really need to explain, but I just wanted to know dreams or goals in your life.
Goals.
Passions or feelings? Are you a passionate man or are you someone who's more into feelings? So are you an excessive passionate guy or are you more of like a sentimental person who's more based on feelings?
Sentimental.
So it would be more feelings than passion.
Yeah.
Okay. Single or married? Now, this is not what you are. This is what you think. Actually, I shouldn't put married. I should put single or couple. What do you see the kind of the perfect? If you had to choose, would you rather be single all the time or in couple all the time? Couple. All right. And money or fame?
Money or fame?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you can be famous without being, very rich, but you can be very rich without being famous. So if you had to choose money or fame?
Money.
Which is a tough one for you because you are into the spotlight. So plan or no plan?
No plan. And we'll talk about that later.
Yes, of course. And the last one, which will lead to our next podcast very soon. Black or white?
White.
And actually, I have to add something because I have to make it fair. Black, white, or gray?
Gray.
Okay, that's interesting. Actually, this is something I'm gonna add up just because you told me that. It's very interesting. I love it. We'll talk about it later. All right, just a little bit more fun with a bit more thinking from your part. No judgment, of course. We're not here to criticize. This is just good mood. All right. If you could have any superpower, Margie, what would it be and why? A superpower. It's funny because some people, Yanni, come up with it like instantly. I mean, they thought about it so many times. Looks like this guy is not watching movies like we are.
Oh, flying. Definitely fly.
Fly?
Fly.
Okay. Yeah, fly it is. What's your favorite book and why do you love it? In a few words. Very few words. Without getting into details.
40 Rules of Love. Because it opened up a more universal comprehension of what love is.
If you could be any character in one of your books, since you're a book lover, who would you be and why?
Shams at-Tabrizi from the book itself, because he was fully present in the moment, full of love.
Simple as that. If you
but that's an aspiration, not that I'm there.
No. I said if you could be a character.
Yeah.
If you could be. Not you are the character. If you could go back in time, Margie, and witness any historical event, what would it be? Something that pops up to your mind right now, and if you follow your guts.
I would say the era of the Beatles and Pink Floyd.
Yeah? Wow. That's a good era.
Mhm.
What's the weirdest thing you have ever eaten in your life?
I once
And if it's a human being, just don't say it.
dipped a Twix chocolate bar in a condensed milk. You know, the ones that Nestle used to make.
Yeah. They still make it, by the way. Yeah, condensed milk.
Yeah, but I want to live, so.
It was really like gross to you?
No, like you mean gross? Something gross?
Well,
Anna, for me,
the weirdest in the sense of like you ate it, but you were like, how did I eat that? I mean, putting a Twix in condensed milk, and I'll do this every night if I have to.
of course.
It's like eating Nutella like a pig. We shouldn't, but we do it. So
Not much. Frogs is like the weirdest thing.
Frogs. Okay. Oh, you're being
I'm
very
fine.
Yeah, you're being very conservative on that one. All right. Well, people who've been traveling to Asia usually have like some weird stories, so that's why it's always fun.
Yeah, I don't. I've been, but I never had the
Weird stuff.
Yeah, I never had it. I never was interested or had the guts to do it.
Next trip. If you could switch lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why? Just for a day.
Alex Turner.
John Lennon.
It's good to. Yeah, Alex Turner or anyone from Pink Floyd, like David Gilmour or Alex Turner.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah.
For whoever doesn't know, they are the lead singers. Alex Turner is the lead singers of the Arctic Monkeys.
Exactly.
It's good to have an understanding of how they perceive life from their from their corner.
Especially. Definitely. If you could time travel to your future self, the little future Margie in later, what would you tell him about life?
My future self.
Mm-hmm.
As cliche as it sounds, don't worry too much, and trust.
Trust yourself.
Trust. Of course, trust your intuition. Heidi, definitely. That's.
If you could only. Sorry, excuse me. I'm cutting you off because we'll talk about this later on, probably in the Pillars of Life, so it doesn't really matter if you explain it or not. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, just one song. I know it's impossible for you to imagine that, but you only have one song to choose. Which one would it be?
It's funny because someone asked me the same question like a week ago, and I was like, really?
I can't answer that. I don't know. I can't answer that.
I cannot, honestly. I cannot. I wouldn't make any justice for all the songs that are popping in my head at the moment. So.
Exactly. So it's impossible. Fine. If you could be any animal for a day, which animal would you choose and why? Just for the fun of it, huh?
Dolphin?
A dolphin, yeah? Just to...
I like the being underwater in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the feeling, and I always thought I wish I had like more breath to contain.
Now you're saying dolphin, but why didn't you say jellyfish or shark or whales?
I don't know. Dolphin. They sound
cool.
Cool. At peace. No blood around.
Yeah, you're right.
No hurt around. No stingy.
You're right.
Anything.
A lot of sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. That's what I heard lately. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Would you
Then
rather?
definitely the tail off.
But apparently there's a lot of love.
Exact.
Would you rather have a pet dragon or a pet unicorn? Why?
Pet unicorn to prove to the world that I'm not crazy.
That you're not what?
Crazy.
Oh, crazy.
And unicorn
Oh.
do exist.
Oh, because if you have a dragon, it will be different.
They are proof that science proves that dragons existed at some point, but unicorns
Okay.
never did.
Yeah.
Never did for whoever doesn't want to see them around. So
Till the day that Margie got it as a pet. That
Yes.
day everything changed. All right, and now I think this is the last one. Yep. Would you go to space and never come back to Earth if you had the choice?
no. And I wish people stop going into space.
Fair enough. All right. Here we go. Just a little bit deeper, but still general and fun. What is something you have always wanted to do, but haven't yet had the chance to?
Skydiving.
What's something you're really bad at, but enjoy doing anyway? Now, most of the people say, oh, I love singing. But in your case, being a professional, it's not that. So what will it be? You're not good at it, but you love doing it anyway.
Cooking.
Great.
I'm not saying I'm not good, but I'm not advanced. So,
Yeah,
but I know that I love doing it.
And
so,
you
yeah.
enjoy doing it.
Yes.
You should live with me. I'll bring you the food. You can cook, and I will eat. The best meal ever on earth. What is your biggest accomplishment? What you're most proud of so far?
Where I am at today, at the decent level of freedom that I have.
What motivates you in life when you get up in the morning, and why?
The fascination of what the day will reveal. Because when you stop planning, it's always fascinating. So
expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Any regret, remorse? If you have any, what did you learn from it?
I used to have one because I always assumed that what I studied back in university was not really my passion. But if we're gonna talk about it later, somehow it all makes sense now. So everything that I did study actually didn't go to waste, but it kind of shaped itself into a form that fits my personality.
So it's a kind of a regret that you understood later on, and that
Yes.
you learn from it. So it's so no, it's not really a regret, even though. All right, and what is your biggest strength?
I think I know how to get into people's truth, what is always behind all those defenses.
And
I kind of find a way.
And does that help you in your life, the strength?
Yes.
A lot?
It helps you on both ends, because when you really enter people's heart, if I might say that, soul, it becomes a more gentle playground to interact in. So if you mess up or you hurt someone, because inevitably as a human you might do it, you are bound to do it one day, somehow you will always find a way to communicate and resolve it with love or something like that.
We'll talk about that probably later on in the relationship pillars of life. What do you hope to accomplish in your life, and how do you plan to make it happen?
To always, to build on to have this as I said, I have a decent freedom now in my time and how I spend my days and how I am making my living. And then I hope I can expand that to a point where I don't have to do anything anymore that I don't want to do just for the sake of making a living.
Being free. This is very
Yep.
this is very trendy lately in some people, not everyone. Any long-term goals, since you told me goals and not dreams. So any long-term goals and aspiration that you have?
Making more music, definitely. And expanding my potential, like exploring my potential. Trust my intuition to explore my potential as much as possible.
Thank you very much, Margie. Let's turn to black and white now.
Black, oh my.
Okay, so virtual video filter and the black and white part is happening. Unfortunately, I cannot have my dark glasses on black and white, so my eyes are going to be in the way. I'm sorry, people. Now, why black and white? Why the 3 pillars of life, according to me, Tanguy Good Mood? Well, because it's a balance between health, wealth, and relationship for a fulfilling life. Something that I've been searching for the past 8 years, I think. And it's something very similar to Ikigai. Ikigai, which is the Japanese philosophy of joyful life. So it looks something like this, okay? And I don't know, I thought about my 3 pillars of life that are this, which is health, wealth, or work. You can change it if you want, and relationships. And I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, I know so many people, so many artists, so many celebrities, so many famous and non-famous people, and I just wanted everybody to kind of, explain themselves through themselves instead of you are something because of what you do. I wanted someone to explain something. I am because what I am. I became because of who I am. And then why black and white? Well, black and white because life is full of chaos, a bit like yin and yang, the very famous Japanese sign, and it's black and white, and this is why black and white is this deeper video of Margie in this Tanguy Good Mood, 3 pillars of life. So let's get straight away into this way, or my way of seeing life: health, relationship, work. Okay, work/wealth depends for some people, but definitely wealth and work. Health is split to me in 3 parts. There is the physical health, there is the mental health, and there's the nutritional health. Now, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, far away from that. I'm just Tanguy, trying to understand the balance of life through those 3 pillars. And this is why I wanted to take my guest into this journey with me. So my first question, Margie, how do you prioritize your physical health while balancing your work and relationship responsibilities? How do you do that?
I make sure to...
Knowing it's very important to be healthy, of course.
Yes. I try to stay active as much as I can. My lifestyle at the moment is helping a lot. Being by the sea, I have the opportunity to do all the water activities. I work out. I make sure to have a proper workout with a personal trainer at least once a week. Recently, I started doing Muay Thai. So I make sure to stay active and definitely take care of my diet as much as possible.
Now,
and,
on the physical health,
yes,
specifically,
yeah,
is it something extremely important for you? Meaning, like, if you do miss one day, for example, do you feel kind of guilty, or do you feel like, oh, okay, I have to, I shouldn't do that. I have to keep on going. Like, how do you balance this physical health? Because we all want to be healthy physically, but we don't all do it because of the discipline, because of the organization of life, and because of the stress, the chaos, whatever. So how do you balance this physical health of your life?
I would say try to make it yeah, don't let it be an obligation. Just do whatever you can do,
Mhm.
the level, on the pace, on the frequency that you can.
Mhm.
So just find your balance, even if once a week, 5 minutes a day. Just find it. Don't really restrain yourself with a
But at the end of the week, are you happy with yourself? Like, are you
yes,
doing it enough lately?
yeah.
Very good. That's what counts. What step do you take on the mental health now issues? What step do you take to maintain your mental health and emotional well-being? Like, do you have any anxiety, depression, black hole happening in your life? And how do you overcome all that? If you went through it, or if you are in it right now, maybe, like there's so many people right now who
Yeah,
are
yeah.
going through, tough
I
times.
I went through it. I had a lot of years of anxiety and depression. Uh, Therapy was a big help, and I think therapy is crucial to anyone to understand how they function. It's not going to change anything. It's just going to help you understand. In my perspective, it will help you understand how you function. Simply, just like when you buy a washing machine, you read the manual just to understand how it works, so you don't really overburn it, overload it.
Put too
Uh,
much soap into the soap container when you can put only half, but you always put too much. Yeah,
yes,
that's what we
and
do with your body.
and don't don't expect a lot from it. Just know what it's capable of.
True.
Definitely meditation, yoga, physical activity, taking care of you know, of your relationships on all levels. Uh, People matter, man, in your life. Like I think this is the only asset that you should always invest on. Have good friends around you, people who support you.
Friendship is part of mental health to you.
Of course,
Hmm.
it is not part. It is a pillar of mental health.
Okay, good.
I'm talking like true people, the one that you can talk to whenever you are not well.
We'll talk about
Uh,
that into the relationship pillar later on, because I have another question on that I wanted to ask you. But I often think that a good artist, or at least any artist that expresses emotion through his art, have to go like through some kind of tough times in life to be able to express emotion. Do you think this is true in your case, at least?
uh, yeah, I cannot deny it. I cannot deny it because I know that I. But there's a fine line. I always thought that the more you struggle, the more you are creative. I think the more you struggle, the more you have a need to express yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you will find an outlet for this expression. So when it comes to anyone who has a certain talent with art, he will express it through his art. But not all the studies says that there's a big correlation between struggles, traumas, and artistic expression. But sometimes your mental condition can be a blocker for your creativity if you're not taking care of it. So it's a really broad topic here, and
And it's
there is a really
is it a constant struggle in your case? Like when I go back to the dark side, it's gonna kind of, it's gonna kind of make the soft side richer later on when I'm gonna express my emotion and I'm gonna feel good. Do you think that even when you're well, you know that you're gonna be unwell at some times, you're gonna dive back into it? How do you maintain this good physical and mental health while pursuing your passion, let's say, as an artist? Because I think this is where
yeah.
most of your emotional energy is.
Honestly, I wouldn't willingly want to go back to any bad place mentally for the sake of art. So I'd rather give away the art and be at peace. And it's another discussion, because I think as well, if you are really attached to drama, dark side for the sake of art, then you are really, the ego is playing a big role, and you're identifying yourself, your value with the art that you are creating. And if you are not creating that, you're not valuable in your point of view. Then you go back to that darkness. So,
but you know that if this, what you said, it happened in life, we didn't have any Amy Winehouse, we didn't have Jim Morrison, we didn't. There's so many people we'll never have, because all those great artists. I mean, just by taking the 27 years club,
yes,
which is a thing. Just those guys existed because of their darkness and gave so much to the public that killed themselves. And this is somewhere where you don't want to go. Obviously, no. I mean, I want you to still be my friend when you'll be like old and bold like me.
I'm let's say I'm way beyond the 27 club. So I'm safe.
All right, good. Let's get to the nutrition part. Are you a healthy food person?
Yes.
Vegan?
No, but I try to control my intake of dead animals.
Okay.
But I have to say, I cannot resist eating fish, so...
Fair enough. Lots of vegetables in your nutrition? Are you like healthy, balanced?
Lots of fruits and vegetables, definitely.
Which is a good thing in Lebanon.
Yes.
At least.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I do intermittent fasting every day, so...
Okay, all right. So nutrition is something that you do follow closely also?
Yes.
All right. You think it's part of your mental and physical health? It helps?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. So it goes under the hood of health. Let's get to the relationship parts. Now, relationships to me, this pillar to me is kind of split in three. There is the love, family and friends, and spirituality. I mean, whatever you believe in, okay, your belief. When we say spirituality, people think that it's all about yoga and Buddha and all this, but to me, like, being religious and believing in God and Jesus or whatever, this is your spirituality. There is no judgment right there. So what role, okay, in the in the love part, if you want, what role do your family and friends play in your life? How do you maintain those relationships? You just said earlier, for your mental health, that friendship is one of the most important, thing in this pillar. Now, how can you maintain that? And do you have this same closeness with your family as your friends that you chose to be your family for life? Do you have the same with your family?
No, definitely. I'm closer, not closer. My friends are closer to me in some areas. I recently became so close to my family. It's like we kind of re-met each other when I really become more aware of myself. It is a challenge in all relationships, I think, to really... Love is not an easy game in all kind of relationships, because when you say love comes with, responsibility and tolerance.
And a lot of hate sometimes.
A lot, of course. Hate and anger are part of love.
That's black and white. That's the chaos that we were talking about, yin and yang. I mean, you cannot love without hate. It just doesn't work that way.
I was talking to my friends the other day. I was like, we should normalize the idea. And it's okay that sometimes some people who you love irritate you. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Of course it is.
You're not that bad person if they do. And you're not a bad person if you express it. You're a bad person if you repress it and you start hurting the other person because you're not dealing with it. So let's normalize all our emotions, all our feelings, all the judgments that they do come up whenever you are with someone. But learn to be kind as much as possible. Learn to put yourself in the other's shoes, as hard as it can be. And love is a learning game every day.
Are you lucky to have the friends you have?
Yes, blessed.
Blessed. Would
Yeah.
you say the same about your family? It's funny. Every time I have a Lebanese guest, and then we get into this friendly thing. It's always yeah, and then we come to the family thing. It's always it's complicated. But I wanted to hear it from you. Like,
Yeah.
how's your relationship with your family?
We're on very good terms.
Instagram term?
No, no. We talk pretty much every other day.
Mm-hmm.
I think your relationship with your family, it's something that you need to work on and you need to develop. And again, it needs a lot of empathy. You need to understand that whatever grudge you hold towards your parents, you need to know that it's not that they have like 40 years of experience in parenthood before they had you. So they were doing everything with you for the first time. And even a superstar basketball player can miss a lot of shots sometimes. So,
well, Michael Jordan, if he didn't have his mother, will not be Michael Jordan. And he's the greatest athlete of all times.
Of course.
Perfect example. But what I wanted to say or to mean is that, we do struggle with our family the same way a couple can struggle, like man and wife. Especially, yes. The only thing is that you can get a divorce, but you cannot divorce your family. Your family will be stuck in your blood, more or less, not in your head, but in your blood, and probably in your head also, most of your life. Why? Well, I mean, your mom, put you to this world. Your dad was there. Yes. Your brothers and sister, even if they left, if they're not with you, whatever, your family stay bonded to you. So you choose your friend, and I always said, you choose your friend, you don't choose your family. But you have to cope with your family, because if you don't, your mental health will probably, go down the drain with it. And this is this was my initial questions. How do you cope with this healthy relationship with your family?
I think the key is healthy boundaries. First of all, to throw your boundaries and make them as healthy as possible.
Exactly. Try to make your family your friends.
Yes.
This would be the best. Now, Can you tell us about a particularly challenging relationship you have had to navigate, and how did you approach it? Now, it can be a love relationship, it can be a friendly relationship, but something kind of challenging, and you kind of overcame all that. How did you navigate into all that?
I would definitely my relationship with my parents. It had a lot of challenges until I developed a understanding. Again, love is a learning, and love is not something that comes by default. So you need to learn to love, especially your parents. So when you develop this empathy, you start loving them. When it comes to my love life, I had like 3 years of roller coaster relationship of, on and off, self-exploration, hurt. But it taught me, and hopefully it taught my partner a lot as well. But eventually, truth and honesty and kindness and love will always prevail. We'll always solve it.
Okay, but I have to bounce back. I'm sorry, but I really have to bounce back. Now, you told me earlier, I told you single couple, and then you told me couple, but like you are single. Being single is a burden or a choice? How do you manage of being single but keep meeting new love and wanting to be in couple but are being single? Now, you have to answer that in 3 words. Thank you very much. Fuck you, Tanguy. Okay. That were 3 words.
Yes. Be aware of your tendencies and needs. So you don't really abuse any relationship to cater to your needs. And know try to know what do you want from the relationship.
This is what you're trying to do when you get into a relationship. You're trying to know what you want.
Yes.
That's why it doesn't work out.
It never works out.
So this is not a good advice, Margie. You need to work on that one.
Yeah, man. I would say whoever you meet and whoever you go into in a relationship with is there to teach you something. And if it doesn't work out, it means that there's something more to learn. And again, what is the definition of it working out? So
your definition, definitely, because it's your truth. Now, in Lebanon, having a full conscience kind of spirituality is well perceived by your friends and family.
Can you explain it further?
We're going to talk about your spirituality now. What are you believe?
I had my days when I was religious. I am not against religion. I am against the limitation or the misinterpretation that religion can convey sometimes. I definitely believe of a universal creator. I believe that we are all part of one thing and we are all interconnected.
Do you use the word God or energy when you talk about this power, extra power that created us?
I would say God, but God for me is everywhere. Is in the sunset, is in you, as is in me, and is in the wind, and every wave, every breath.
So God is just a commercial word for energy, or
yes,
for this power. Now, I'll go back to my initial question. In Lebanon, when you have this kind of thinking, which is a little bit out of the norm, sometimes it can be a bit harsh, with your friends and family. How do you cope with that, you, Margie, being an artist?
For me, it was never a challenge, or I never felt like rejected from it, because I'm not really against anything. For me, as long as religion or spirituality or any kind of practice, for me, is your way to reach this level of understanding that this connection to the source. God, source, energy.
Fair enough.
So whatever works for you, please be my guest. But whatever is blinding you or is misleading you or is limiting what God is, I'm not saying that I have full understanding of God, but as much as I feel now about God, just be aware, question. It's okay to question. It's okay. It's okay to question.
Did you have any problem thinking that way, for example, with your family, or it wasn't an issue?
No,
not really.
I mean, my mom was always like, when I had my lowest lows, she was like, "See, maybe you should be praying. You should do more." And I was like, now I know that I wasn't maybe praying, but I was on a journey,
meditating or doing something else, which is the same thing.
Yeah, I was on a journey to. I wanted to pray with full honesty.
Exactly. Well, look, I mean, a prayer is a prayer. Someone meditating to me is someone praying for someone religious. It's the same thing. So no difference. How has yes?
I don't know I think it's an important point, because you could be praying, but not actually praying, and you could be meditating and not actually meditating.
True that. True that. It's very important to know that it does good whenever you're doing it. If not, how was your upbringing, like, being educated or being close by the sea so long, influence your perspective on life and relationships?
Okay, I was born by the sea. I lived the first 12 years of my life by the sea. Then I had to move to the city. Now it's been like almost 2 years. I went back to living by the sea, and definitely my relationship to the sea now is so much different from the sea back then. Because from the sea back then, it was summer and fun,
And the body
and,
and their
all
brain
these
goes
activities. But
into
now, waking up to the sea and seeing that the sea allows itself to be calm, tender, welcoming, rejecting all the trash that we throw at it, be angry, be harsh, be aggressive sometimes when it needs to, and then see how easy it could find its balance. It taught me a lot about accepting all your swings, and it's okay. It's okay to be angry. You can be angry while in a loving state.
It's very it's very funny that you're saying all this into this pillar of a relationship that we're talking about and this spirituality subject, because to me the sea is God and the waves are Jesus. I mean, being like Catholic and being brought up into this
That's
this
the language.
institution.
That's the language that we are most
Exactly.
familiar.
This is, and this is how I'll describe, like when people are telling me, Tanguy, are you religious? I'm like, yeah, I love the sea. Okay, so you don't believe in Jesus? Of course I do. Look at all the waves. and to me, it's just as simple as that. This is like just a belief, okay? But it's as simple as that. And it's true. When you surf and you are waiting for a wave, because most of the time surfers wait. People don't know that, but the surfer doesn't do a lot of sports. Most, like 99%, 95% of the time he waits. And when he waits, what does he do? He has half of his body into the sea, all right? So in the minerals, in the matters of life. And what do? We meditate. We pray. We think. But it's always, I mean, it's very rare to see a surfer's in a very bad mood. I mean, unless the guy just got like beat up or, rejected or had like something really stressful. But what does he do? He goes and stress it out in the sea. So to me, the sea is, this is my church. This is just like some people go to church every Sunday or to the mosque or, whatever you believe, or you go meditate somewhere or you pray. I just go to the sea. Just being in the sea to me is like an institution. So it's funny because just what you just said just made me popped in my head that, oh, okay, so this is what I do, this is what he does, even though his beliefs are different, but he sees the sea as the same way. And it's true. It does help a lot.
Yes, and I would add to it that God is really it's so much more accessible than we think that she is. God is accessible everywhere.
Because if you think you are God, you can access yourself at any time.
Exactly. And by saying that you are God, it's not like you're putting yourself on a higher pedestal. It's just that you are actually admitting that you are part of it. And
you are your God to your truth. Well, look, if every human being on this earth today could say that there is not one truth, one God, but 7 billion gods and 7 billion truth, there will be no fighting today, because we will be accepting all those different truths and we will be working together. We will be loving together and we will be trying to understand, oh yeah, tell me about your God. Oh, that's what he does. Okay, my God does this, or my God is that. And then, okay, cool. Well, your God is cool. All right, that's good. And then there will be no fighting. That's a utopia world. But this is what, some people are thinking, and I think it's a good way. Let's get into work.
Parce qu'on les aime comme ils sont, la vie privée des stars, on en parle tout de suite avec Tanguy.
Yeah. Work. Now, to me, work, Margie and work is this.
And you look like you could.
This is his work.
Come on,
Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I'm not sharing the screen. I'm sorry. There you go.
Share the sound. You should share the sound.
Come on.
There we go. Can you hear it now?
Before the moment's gone, number one, party anthem.
Yeah, party anthem, Alex Turner, or let's say Margie, because it's actually Margie that you're seeing right now. I'm just gonna stop sharing because I want the focus to be on the Margie boy, which is in front of me, not trying to understand, why he did all that, but who he is. Now, work is, to me, built on three little pillars again: the system, the way it's working out. And this is the last pillar we're going to talk about, by the way. Money, obviously. Now, money can be building wealth, or can be, just like having money and just for the love of money, or wealth and creative, whatever. And security and comfort. Seeking a secure, comfortable lifestyle, access to basic needs, shelter, food, healthcare, whatever. Now, all those three pillars, we're going to go through it like kind of, passing through, because obviously we kind of understood that you are an artist before being a digital manager. We didn't even talk about it, but we will in this section. Or before being an hospitality service new into this world guy. We'll talk about it. So first question, Margie, what do you do to gain money to live for this security and comfort I just talked about? How do you make your money right now?
I work in the branding and advertising field. So that's part of what I do. I sometimes make money out of performing in different venues, events, pubs. And recently I launched a guest house by the sea that I'm managing it. I'm acting as the host.
Hold on.
As your host.
I need to do that. I need to do that. No, because I think this is a good extra chord on your. En français, on dit une corde de plus à ton arc. It's something extra in your life that you're building on. I think this is a very good one. That's why I'm very happy about it. So tell us about that one. Or tell us about the one that helps you gaining money to live.
Well, it's about, basically, to sum it up, it's about helping other brands, products sell more, be out there in the world.
Now, you're talking about the digital manager or the hospitality services one?
Digital manager.
Okay.
For the hospitality?
Yeah. So digital manager is your main income.
Yes.
Okay.
No. It's part of my income.
So it's switching between that and the hospitality services.
Yes.
Now, I don't know. I have a feeling that you're kind of enjoying that one a lot right now.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, because here I have control over the value and the love of the service, of what the service is actually trying to offer. But when it comes to the advertising world, it's sometimes beyond my control.
It's beyond my control.
But it is beyond my. Nothing is in my control, actually. But I know sometimes I need to help other brands promote services that I'm really not a fan of. So let's put it that way.
Okay. So, what are you?
Yeah.
Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a digital manager? Are you a singer? Are you a guitar player? Are you an actor? Because I know you act in some movies to make some cash from time to time. What are you, Margie? If someone tells you, Margie, what are you? And I really mean in this pillar of work. Don't go out there telling them I'm someone in search
dreamer.
of the truth.
Yeah.
No, no.
No,
What are you?
okay, so I can say that I am a marketeer and marketing and communication professional.
Okay.
Uh, I am a guest house manager, hopefully expanding to uh, different units.
Okay.
I'm a musician and singer, and I am an actor sometimes on a commercial level and on an artistic level. Uh, for now, that's what I do.
Would you like to change that order in the way of gaining money to live? Which will be your ideal uh, your ideal
Formula.
yeah, you know,
Formula.
yeah, I mean, not formula, your ideal
Source.
organization, if you want, of making money. You know, if you had the choice of just making cash to live,
Mm.
what would you do?
This developed throughout the years. Can I be a bit philosophical on that point, or
Be Margie. Of course you
okay?
can.
I came to an understanding that is really changing my life nowadays. I believe that you need to find something that you're decently good at that could bring goodness to other people. Now, I'm not saying that I am Gandhi and I am here to offer it for free, but I think that is the most ethical, good energy money that you can ever make in your life. And that kind of money will bring you a sustainable lifestyle.
Okay, but
I
you,
hope.
you can do that in the art business that you're in. You can do
Yes.
that in the hospitality services that you're in, and you can also do that in the digital marketeer world that you're at, because people need. So you are working in the services business already. Which one would you put first, or which one would you like to have as a full-time money-making job if you had the choice to? If you could choose.
Yes, I would say the guest house, because so far the experience is really great. I'm meeting a lot of cool, beautiful humans, and it's really nice because it keeps you going, and it is challenging,
And it's new. Everything
and
new
it's
is always great.
yeah. I understand that at some point it might become tiring or boring for me. I would say music second, because I don't want to consume music a lot commercially. I don't want to really be making music just for the sake of making money out of it. So I prefer to. I know I am sometimes making money out of it, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm trying to be as light when it comes to making money out of music, because eventually you need to understand whatever you do, you have to train yourself and convince yourself and teach yourself to accept that you are doing it for others. Whatever you do, it's a constant practice of accepting that whatever you are doing it for others. Even if you are, I don't know, a doctor, a butcher, a mechanic, whatever you're doing, you're not doing it for yourself. The recognition will eventually come to you. And I'm not saying that you should not be selfish about it, but don't start from there. I mean, if you want recognition, if you want fame, if you want to be loved, if you want to be appreciated, start from giving it to others and it will come back to you.
Now, you are an artist in Lebanon. I'm not gonna comment on what you said, because it was Margie by Margie, so I have nothing to say. So I'm just gonna skip on to something else. It can be complicated. We all know that Lebanese family are a bit conventional, traditional, and I know I was working on a radio for like 30 years, so I met enough. How do you become an artist, and how did your family reacted when you told them you wanted to sing and play an instrument for living, because that was your passion when you were young, before becoming a digital marketeer? And did you become a digital marketeer to please your parents, or like how was it in your family? How were you brought up? Because you could definitely be a mega star if you wanted to. I mean, you have the talents for it, you have the looks for it, like you have the PR for it, even if you wanted to, I'm saying again. But you chose to have this, simple life by the sea, like you say, being an entrepreneur and doing a few things. Does that have something to do with your parents when you were a teen wanting to become something more in Lebanon? Was it like a struggle? Was it too tough for you to get there? How did that happen, and how did they accept it?
Okay, first let's just put a little understanding on the fact that no, it's not like fame is knocking on my door. I'm saying no, but I understood that first of all, fame is a long road.
Yeah,
Is a road
fame comes with work.
With work and a lot of sacrifices and a lot of talent, which we're not saying that I might have it, I might don't, I don't know. But when it comes to my parents, I should give them credits. They were not like fully supportive, but when I told them that this is what I want to do in life, my dad was like, okay, how about you take a year? But if you're going to take some time off for music, you have to go like all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, I didn't have the courage to go all the way. So that's how my life is now have so many layers, which now I appreciate. Honestly, I don't know, like you need to trust that whatever is happening is happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, you just said it yourself. The hospitality services is bringing you some kind of joy that it's completely unexpected, and you're enjoying it. So why shouldn't you? But let me get back into that work pillar where people know Margie. They've probably met you into a bar, or they probably heard your songs or whatever. So can you share a bit about your creative process when it comes to songwriting, music making? How do you find that inspiration and translate that into your heart?
I would say I have two main experiences that feed my inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the love life and all the chaos that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we agree now that this podcast will not promote me as a lover.
In the contrary, what are you talking about? I mean, you just said all your inspiration is from your love story.
Yes,
that's what a lover do.
So from love and from, I would say, from the spiritual
journey that you're encountering right now.
Yeah.
So, if you could be Alex Turner from the Arctic Monkey, would you trade for his life? With the fame and celebrity and talents, like still being Margie, of course, but having all this easy. Well, take all the hard work to get there.
Yeah, of course.
Would you
of
trade?
Course, I would be.
You
trade. I would be so untrue if I say no.
Okay, all right, cool. And why do you think? Even though I think you already answered to that question, but why do you think you're not a star in the spotlight doing concert today, since you wanted that for so long? And I'm a producer myself. I've known you into your years of wanting to be a superstar. Why do you think life and this journey into this pillar of work brought you to, doing hospitality services now and having a blast doing it?
There are many reasons. Of course, as I said, like my parents were not against it, but I mean, when you want to take that course in your life, family support and family empowerment is really crucial. So I don't think I had enough confidence to really believe in myself. That's one. I think I wasn't, and I still not putting enough work into it to reach a stardom level. And it could be simply that I am not supposed to be a star,
That's it. As easy as it is. What are your goals, work-wise or money-wise? Do you have any? Like in the system that we work? I know you're doing the hospitality services, but was it
Yes.
just because of needing some money, or it was just an adventure that you wanted to explore too?
It's an adventure, definitely, to make it a business. It is a business. It is a business.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm debating a lot the definition of business nowadays because you know the business has a bit of a negative connotation that comes with it.
But it
But,
can be wealth or it can be work. This is how
Yes.
I kind of like,
No,
define it.
we all need to agree that any good thing that you need to do, it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it needs effort. So,
But it's not an
as-
effort, because if you enjoy doing it, then there's no effort.
and it has to have value, man. It has. Honestly, I'm exploring that, and I'm learning not to be selfish anymore. I'm learning not to start from me, what it's bringing to me as the self, and just put the effort of giving something back to others, and it will bounce back to you. It will bounce back to you. Nothing is more valuable than bringing goodness to others. And because I've tried it, I've tried to be a star. I had an ego that is as inflated as the sea next to me, and I still have some of it. But I'm realizing, and I'm training myself to be more giving, and it is great.
How do you view success in society?
I read it the other day. As long as you wake up every day excited about your day, and it exists. Trust me, it exists. I never thought it exists, and I always thought that it's that bullshit of of these life coaches that tells you that find what gives you purpose, blah blah blah. As long as you're waking up excited, as long as you're not waking up highly anxious and not liking what you're doing.
We are into the pillar of work, right?
Yes.
And I'm asking you the question again. In the pillar of work, this is how you view success in society.
If you wake up every day excited about what you're doing, you are successful.
Drop the mic. Do you consider yourself successful? Last question of this 3 Pillars of Life podcast.
Recently, yes.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good. Now, before ending the 3 Pillars of Life and going back to a little bit of color to finish in a good note, and I have to say, 3 Pillars of Life according to Tanguy Goodmood. Okay, this is really my creation. Yes. Tell me, after this little, talk we had, which pillars do you think need some work from your part? Which pillars feel comfortable right now? Which one would you work on?
Relationships.
Okay.
On all levels.
This is the one that needs work in your life.
It needs a lot of awareness and a lot of attention.
And which one?
Self-awareness and a lot of attention.
And which one would be the strong one between the two others, health and work? If there is one that comes before the others.
Work.
All right. Not bad. Okay, let's get back to color. Please. We're going back to the color.
Please.
All right. Enough of black and white. Yes, here we are. Okay.
Parce qu'on les aime comme ils sont, la vie privée des stars, on en parle tout de suite avec Tanguy.
What's your biggest accomplishment so far? How did you achieve it?
Biggest accomplishment.
Yep.
To able to get a taste of everything that I want or wanted to do in my life.
Wow.
I've always wanted to be a musician and songwriter. I'm doing that. I always wanted not financial freedom, time freedom, and this is something that is being under development. And I now work completely remote, barefoot all the time. I'm not saying that I can manage my hours completely as I want, but I have enough freedom that makes me comfortable to be, not to feel a slave to the system.
Mm-hmm. Being
Uh,
independent from the system.
yes.
Okay. What makes you the happiest? How can you be in a great mood? I think this will be the answer to the end you were just looking for right now.
Woo,
Like a perfect
great.
day. What's a perfect day for you?
Good friends around and out of this world love-making experience.
That's a very, very, very good day. That's an exciting day. I like it. I like it very much. Are you ready for the last question?
Yes.
You are meeting an extraterrestrial at your door.
Uh-huh.
What are you gonna tell him? What is the first question that you'd like to ask him? It, her, she, whatever it is. An extraterrestrial. What's the first question that will pop to your mind?
How much do you pity us human here on Earth? No, I would...
That's not giving a lot of value to your kind.
No, I would say, how do you perceive us? How do you see us human here? Like, are we doing well?
Oh man, my first question would be, where are you coming from? I don't know. It seems logic to me. It's always weird to hear others answering that question. You know, like some people will say, I'll take a gun, you know, to defend me. And to me, it's like, where are you coming from? It's like, where are you? Are you here among us? You, it's like...
Are you are you 10,000 light years jet lagged at the moment?
By the way, if you want to sleep, I have a great Airbnb right now. I can give you a price. This will be Margie's reaction. Margie, let's finish this podcast, first of all, by saying to all the listeners and to all the people who are discovering Margie, who are knowing Margie, who are liked or not like this podcast, please put it in a comment. It's very important. I love comments, by the way, and I always read them. And ask me more questions, or ask Margie more questions, and there will be more podcasts, obviously, because his journey is just starting. Now, Margie, we're gonna finish by this one question before we say bye-bye to everybody. You are completely free, but remember, it's a Good Mood podcast, to ask me one question of your choice. Just one. Just ask me one question just to end up in a good mood or in a good note. Anything. Anything. Just anything.
How interesting was that episode to you?
This is the self-recognition into one question. Nice one, Margie. Nice one. To me, it was kind of enlightening, because I obviously know a lot about your life journey. We've always been very good friends, and we've always been very deep to each other. We always talked very frankly, and that's one of the reasons why I chose you to be into one of my podcasts, because I know it wasn't going to be an Instagram 3 pillars of life, like I want to be seen that way. So to me, it's just a kind of an addition to the great man and great friend and great person that you are. I mean, I just found out that you were so in love with this hospitality services, and that you're kind of balanced, and I feel very good. I feel very happy, and it went out through this podcast, so it's even better. So yeah, well, to me it was good.
I have another question that popped into my mind, but
Go ahead. We still have like 6 minutes, so it's okay.
okay. We know that you lived fame in your life, and you had a good deal of recognition and wealth and all of that. Would you do it again?
No,
If you had the chance today?
definitely not. No, celebrities. Well, I mean, I think that look, to me, it's very simple. If you want to be a broadcaster and if you want to stay 30 years in a country waking up people, you need to be you. And you need to get away from celebrities. I never liked celebrities. I never liked being famous. When people say, oh, this is the famous Tanguy, I'm like, no, this is just Tanguy, believe me. I'm going to the toilet and I'm eating and I'm having problems exactly like you. There's no famous in there. It's just that I just love talking. I love expressing myself. I love being the in-between artist and the people or doctors or whatever, and this was my job. So this famous thing that people put on me was kind of heavy, and now that I'm out of it, this is why I'm sharing everything. I'm sharing everything through my podcasts, through my services, like training and helping people with speech skills and stuff like this, or doing VOs. But going back a broadcaster and being in the fame and being in the spotlight and being famous again, then again, if it's knocking at my door, will I say no? I don't know, but it's not. I don't think it's part of balance in the 3 pillars of life that I just talked to.
Yeah.
Not for me, at least. But like you said, life is a journey. If tomorrow you are Alex Turner and if tomorrow I'm Joe Rogan, am I going to say no? I have no idea. I'll never be Joe Rogan. You can look at my muscles, but
yeah. But I think people, it's good for people to know that, and you can edit that if you want to. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that when people heard Tanguy Good Mood, some of them, sometimes me, I was frustrated. Like, how does he do it to be in that good mood all the time? And people don't know that it is something you love to do. And because you love to do it, that's why you were in a good mood while doing it. That doesn't mean that sometimes you were not in a good mood, but because you put yourself in that box where you feel alive and it brought you to life. So this gives hope to anyone. It's not something like, it's not something built in that you inherit, that you are always in a good mood. No, it's about finding what puts you in a good mood.
True. And this is Margie doing the podcast about the 3 pillars of life, which will be in another part 2. Margie interviewing Tanguy, that's something else. But yeah, you're completely right. But look, there is also something else. I mean, I did this for 30 years and I paid the price physically, and I'm still paying the price. I have like some health issues just because of that. Like waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning when you go to bed at 1, 2, 3, or 4, and when you have a crazy days, and in Lebanon we know what it is, and when you add this on, well, it comes up to stress. Some people die out of cancer or, a bunch of problems. And it's not something to do on the long run. I don't think it's a good idea. At least not unbalanced like I was doing it and crazy. So yes, I'm back, but on a slow pace.
Guess who's back?
Yeah.
Back again.
Yeah.
Tanguy's back.
Yeah.
Tell all your friends.
Margie, thank you very much for this podcast.
Thank you so much.
An honor, and I'm going to finish by this very famous end that I used to do on my show for years, but I loved it. And I hope to have another podcast with you on part 2.
Anytime.
And another journey. Ciao, everybody. Wahad. Nen. 3.
Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, ya حلوين.
Bravo.